Greetings, dear saints of St. Peter Lutheran Church. It's been a strange and trying time as we navigate the waters of life with the threat of COVID-19 looming in our country. We've seen the results around the country as we have been sheltered in place since roughly March 15th. As a church, we have worked hard to bring you online worship, morning and evening prayer, as well as weekly devotional reflections and Bible story time. I pray that during this time you have felt cared for as a precious member of our congregation. As you may already know, Governor Holcomb has laid out a plan for our state to open back up again. His full plan can be found at backontrack.in.gov. His plan has specifically given houses of worship the freedom to open up starting with the weekend of May 10th. There are guidelines and recommendations to follow with this new freedom that need to be honored out of respect for our authorities and the safety of our neighbors. Now, the elders and I met on May 6th to discuss the future plans of St. Peter. We have a unique blend of challenges with being a smaller and older congregation that must be considered. Now, after much conversation and prayer, we have decided the following. St. Peter will start worshiping again on May 24th. We will offer 2 services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. to allow for proper social distancing. Now, these offerings may change due to the demand or lack thereof. Elders will be assigned to services for members' assistance and safety measures. And after each service, elders and myself will clean and sanitize the sanctuary and the bathrooms and any area that people have touched. Online services will continue at 11 a.m. as usual to accommodate those who are still at home. We'll have a professional service, sanitize the building before our first worship on May 24th. All activities outside of worship are suspended until the state reaches stage 5 in July. And decisions on VBS, the rummage sale, and German Fest will be made at a later date. Now, I know there are many keys to our building floating around Portage and beyond. Since we are working to keep the building clean, we ask that you limit your access to the building. This means no rummage sale drop-offs or random visits. The office hours are still limited, so there is very little need to be in the building at all. There are very few exceptions, and I'd ask that you err on the side of not entering the building for the sake of the safety of our Sunday worshipers. Now, here's a rough idea of what a typical Sunday would look like. You will enter the building through the door that will be propped open. You won't need to pull it. An elder will greet you and show you where to sit in the sanctuary to keep appropriate social distancing. The pews will be marked where you need to sit. There will be hand sanitizing stations outside the doors to the sanctuary. And if you arrive at church and we have reached the maximum occupancy for our service, you will be asked to either sit back in the lobby for worship or to attend that later service at 11 or maybe even check out our service later online. Our worship services will not have a handshake of peace or a greeting. It will be an abbreviated service with communion. Communion will be given one by one using individually prepackaged wine and wafer. Sanitizing measures will be taken throughout the entire service so that we can remain safe. And when it is time to leave, your pew will be dismissed by the elder assigned to assist with the service. You'll be asked to leave without touching anything, and you're invited to drop your offering off in the basket in the back of the sanctuary and come back for worship again next week. Now, it's important to remember the following things as we gather for worship. Masks are recommended, but are not required. If you're over the age of 65, it's recommended that you stay home for your own safety. If you feel sick, or if you've been around people that have been sick within the last 2 weeks, please stay at home. If you or someone you live with has been diagnosed with COVID-19 in the last 30 days, also please stay at home. As I said before, we will continue to stream our service online, so if you're hesitant to come at all to worship, then you can still join us virtually. Now, I know many of you have strong feelings about what we should be doing. Please know that this has been decided after much thoughtful discussion and prayer. We do not feel rushed to come back, but we also have been given the freedom to do so responsibly. If you're not comfortable coming to church, then do not come. If you feel comfortable and well, then come and worship with us. Go through the stages of Governor Holcomb's plan at your own pace, and know that your church here at St. Peter will be there for you when you are ready to come back. I want to thank you for your cooperation, understanding in all of this. We want what is best for our members and our neighbors. We feel that these are the right steps to take at this time. Now, there's a lot of information in this video and in the letter we'll be sending you, so please keep these things, refer back to it as a reference for you. You're welcome to contact me at any time with any further questions you may have as we continue through the stages. And as more information develops, we will be contacting you again to update you with our response as a church. I am looking forward to the day when we can all be safely together again in this space. Tired of hearing my voice echo in this building. I'm looking forward to seeing your faces in these pews again. And we will get there safely and responsibly. So remember, we are held in the hands of an incredible God who continues to care for all of us. He loves you, and so do I. God be with you and your families, and we'll see you soon.